Want to be a part of the next big tech revolution? Imagine owning a piece of the future of AI. This book talk dives into the world of AI startups, revealing how you can invest in the companies shaping our future. Welcome to Book Talk, finance episode.
It's definitely an exciting time to be talking about this. AI, it's not just some far off concept anymore, is it? It's really become this, well, fundamental force. It's
Absolutely.
reshaping how businesses work, creating these huge opportunities for, growth, efficiency, and it's defining market dominance for the future. It's really moved from being interesting tech to a strategic, well, must-have.
Yeah, a strategic imperative. And for you listening, our goal today is really to cut through some of that noise. We want to explore this landscape, figure out the real potential for investment, and just as importantly, understand how to navigate the opportunities and the, let's face it, significant challenges too.
Exactly.
So let's dive into this AI revolution. It's not on the horizon, it's happening right now.
That's the crucial point. It is here, and it's accelerating like crazy. We're in what many are calling the sixth generation of AI. This is driven heavily by large language models, LLMs, and technologies like transformers.
Transformers, right?
Right.
Those underlying architectures.
Precisely. They're fundamental to how these models can process and, understand just vast amounts of data in totally new ways.
And the money pouring in. It's just staggering. Looking at the figures, something like $500 billion invested globally in AI over the past 6 years. That's resulted in, what, 43,000 new companies?
It's mind-blowing. And get this, $50 billion of that was just for chat models. Think about that focus.
Wow.
And that capital influx. It's not slowing down. VC funding especially has just surged into AI systems. 2024 alone saw AI dominate global VC investments, hitting $100 billion.
100 billion.
And it's not just startups fighting for it. The big tech players, the Angos, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Google, Oracle, they are all in deeply.
Through R&D and acquisitions.
Both. Massive internal R&D, yes, but also strategically snapping up promising AI companies. They're building these AI moats, essentially, using their huge data sets to create advantages that are really tough for others to overcome.
Right. Data is king there.
And then you have companies like OpenAI, which are sort of central hubs in this ecosystem, providing the foundational models that countless other startups are building applications on top of.
Okay, so it's massive, well-funded, and the big players are consolidating. But where are we actually seeing the impact on the ground? Especially, from a finance and investment angle for our listeners.
Finance is a perfect example. The projections are dramatic. AI spending in financial services and banking globally was around $35 billion in 2023.
Okay.
It's projected to hit $97 billion by 2027.
97 billion. That's nearly tripling in just 4 years. That's not just growth. That's explosive.
It really shows how critical the industry views AI. And within fintech specifically, that market was already valued over $42 billion last year, expected to cross $50 billion by 2029.
So where's that money going in finance? What's AI actually doing?
Well, it's transforming areas like wealth management, potentially making personalized advice much more scalable. It's improving risk assessment, allowing for, more sophisticated evaluations.
Going beyond just simple credit scores.
Exactly. Expanding access to credit is a big one. Companies like Upstart, for instance, use AI to look at way more data points than traditional methods. This can mean approving more people while still managing risk effectively. It's about a fuller picture.
Makes sense.
It's also automating a lot of the tedious stuff, data synthesis, analysis, improving customer service with better virtual assistants, offering hyper-personalized recommendations. The adoption's already significant too. By last year, over 40% of financial institutions had started using generative AI tools in some way.
20% already.
Yeah.
And it's not just finance, right? The sources mentioned other sectors booming because of AI too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Healthcare is another huge one, projected $48.4 billion AI market by 2029. E-commerce, looking at maybe $22.6 billion by 2032. AI is actually adding over 1% to e-commerce growth this year.
Just this year alone.
Yeah. And advertising, media AI is contributing over 2% to market growth in 2024. It's really becoming pervasive across the board.
Are there specific company examples that stand out?
Yeah, the material highlighted quite a few. Mudra in fintech for streamlining operations, Verb using voice AI in social media, JobGet cutting recruitment times dramatically, Guru Shala in edtech, House Easy in real estate using AI for pricing, Tutel for navigation.
So real-world applications.
Right, and even the giants like Amazon using AI tools to help sellers write better descriptions, or Banco Santander using an AI called Kairos to analyze macro data and predict impacts on clients. It's really broad.
So it feels like the focus has definitely shifted. It's less about just building the pipes, the data infrastructure.
Yeah, that was maybe the earlier phase.
And now it's much more about these applied AI projects, solutions that plug into specific industries and show, real tangible benefits.
Which brings us to the critical question for anyone looking to invest.
Yeah.
With all this activity, thousands of companies, how do you actually find the ones that are, well, the real deal? How do you sift through it all?
Yeah, everyone seems to be slapping an AI label on things now. What's the filter?
Well, the first thing is you got to start with the problem they're solving, not just the tech itself. A really strong indicator of a promising startup is when they are just deeply obsessed with a real pain point, something people or businesses genuinely struggle with.
So it's not about having the fanciest algorithm necessarily.
Exactly. Relevance over elegance, you could say. Is this AI tackling a fundamental need, or is it just a cool technology searching for a problem? That's a key distinction.
Okay. Problem first.
What else? Look very closely at the founders. Do they have real proximity to that problem? Have they lived it? Worked in that industry they're trying to fix? That founder market fit, it's incredibly valuable.
Why is that so important?
Because it brings empathy. It brings urgency,
Yeah.
focus. They understand the nuances in a way someone just looking at it from the outside technically might not. It's more than just technical skill.
Right, that lived experience. Okay, so you've got a real problem, founders who really get it. What are the other signals, maybe the less obvious ones that suggest a venture has substance?
Beyond that, you need to dig into the core components. Assess the team's technical chops. Are they genuinely world-class AI people? And is the tech itself legit?
Yeah.
Meaning, is it actual cutting-edge AI? Or is it maybe just clever business intelligence or automation kind of repackaged and branded as AI?
The AI washing risk we hear about.
Precisely. It's a huge challenge in due diligence. You also need to look at their intellectual property. Do they have real defensible IP, unique data sets, proprietary models, patents, or are they mostly just building on top of existing models from, say, Google or OpenAI?
So how much original tech do they really own?
Exactly. And has their product market fit been proven? Not just theoretically, but with actual customers, actual market traction. Is the AI solving a real problem people will pay for, or is it more of a technological curiosity?
And the business side, are they building a company or just an algorithm?
That's crucial. A brilliant algorithm doesn't automatically make a viable business. And finally, think about the market interest. Is this something with broad mainstream potential? Or is it likely to stay confined to niche tech circles, academia, maybe government contracts? These signals help you sort the wheat from the chaff.
Are there specific places investors tend to look? I think accelerators were mentioned.
Oh, for sure. Accelerators known for a strong AI focus can be really valuable hunting grounds. Y Combinator is the classic example, right? They have a history with major players like OpenAI, Anthropic.
So they act as a kind of filter.
In a way, yes. They filter, they nurture, they provide that early validation sometimes. They're hubs where promising ventures often cluster.
Okay, so we've got this picture of huge opportunity and some clues on spotting potential winners. But let's pivot to the other side. This space is definitely not without major challenges and risks. How do we approach that?
Yeah, you have to go in with your eyes wide open. The risks are substantial. Obviously, there's intense competition, but the technical hurdles themselves are very real.
Like what specifically?
Well, just developing AI models that are robust and can scale effectively takes incredibly deep expertise. It takes significant resources. It's not trivial.
And data remains a big issue, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Still a major bottleneck. Finding enough high-quality, diverse, properly labeled training data, that's a persistent challenge. Even with progress in synthetic data, it hasn't completely solved the problem. Companies often still need to create or carefully curate their own unique data sets.
And then there's the whole black box issue, understanding how the AI actually reaches its conclusions.
Exactly. Model interpretability. It's a huge technical challenge, but also a trust challenge. These systems can be so complex, it's sometimes really hard to pinpoint why they made a certain decision.
Which is critical in some fields.
Absolutely. Think about financial trading, credit scoring, medical diagnoses. Investors, users, regulators, they need clear explanations. You can't just have a black box making critical calls. So companies need ways to make the outputs understandable, even for non-technical people.
Okay, technical risks are clear. What about the ethical side, the compliance? The rules seem to be changing constantly.
This is a massive factor. Governments everywhere are scrambling to put rules in place for AI. The EU AI Act is probably the most comprehensive example right now.
How does that work?
It basically categorizes AI systems by risk. Some things might be deemed unacceptable risk, potentially banned. High-risk systems, like maybe self-driving cars, need rigorous checks before they can be deployed. Then there are lower-risk systems that might just need transparency disclosures.
And the US and UK are setting up safety institutes.
That's right. The UK and the US, through the USASI, are establishing bodies specifically to test and evaluate advanced AI models, especially foundation models, for safety risks. Plus, you've got state-level laws popping up, like the New York City AI bias law targeting hiring tools. It's a complex, evolving patchwork.
And bias within the AI itself is a big ethical concern.
A huge one. Bias can sneak in very easily, often through the training data if it reflects historical biases or isn't representative, or it can come from choices made by the developers. Startups have to be incredibly careful about this to make sure their systems are fair and transparent.
And with all the data AI consumes, security and privacy must be top of mind.
Non-negotiable. You have to comply with regulations like GDPR in Europe, CCPA in California, HEA for healthcare data in the US, depending on where you operate and what data you handle.
That means strong security measures.
Absolutely. Encryption, secure storage, strict access controls, regular audits, plus clear policies on things like data anonymization and getting proper user consent. Messing this up can lead to huge fines, legal trouble, and serious damage to your reputation.
And circling back to investment risks, you mentioned AI washing earlier. How big a problem is that for investors?
It's arguably one of the biggest risks for investors right now, this idea of fake AI or AI washing, where companies overstate their AI capabilities. They might be using much simpler tech, but branding it as cutting-edge AI.
Why is that so dangerous?
It leads directly to inflated valuations. Then, when the tech doesn't deliver on the hype, you get unmet expectations. It can also hide underlying problems, maybe cybersecurity weaknesses or compliance gaps, because the tech isn't what they claimed. It just underscores the need for really rigorous due diligence. You have to separate the substance from the slick marketing.
And we've seen even huge, well-funded AI projects run into trouble, haven't we?
We certainly have. They're important reminders. IBM's Watson Health, for example, despite enormous investment, really struggled with integrating data and delivering the promised breakthroughs.
Right.
Google's Bard chatbot famously gave incorrect information right out of the gate, which hit their stock price. Even something seemingly simple like New York City's My City chatbot ended up giving citizens incorrect legal advice.
Now, so the challenges are real, even for the giants.
Definitely. And the sources also pointed to other risks for startups, becoming too reliant on third-party AI vendors, challenges in scaling operations, protecting their own IP effectively, ensuring their algorithms are transparent enough. It's a long list.
And for finance specifically, there are extra ethical layers when AI is managing money, right?
Absolutely. You're not just deploying tech, you're potentially impacting people's financial well-being directly. There's a need for a strong ethical framework.
Meaning things like making sure the AI acts in the client's best interest.
Exactly. Basic professional standards have to apply. Confidentiality, suitability ensuring recommendations fit the client, diligence understanding the AI you're using, having a reasonable basis for any investment action guided by AI.
Then testing the algorithms.
Rigorously. You need to test them to ensure they align with client mandates. Avoid unintended consequences like style drift, where an investment strategy changes unexpectedly. And you have to understand potential conflicts of interest, especially with automated advice. Are there hidden fees or incentives?
So human oversight is still key.
Absolutely critical in finance. You need sufficient human oversight, clear governance structures, and defined accountability. You can't just set an algorithm loose with client money and hope for the best.
Okay, so it's this landscape of incredible opportunity, but riddled with technical, regulatory, ethical landmines. Given all that, how does someone approach investing responsibly and aim for long-term value here?
The absolute cornerstone, the starting point you just can't skip, is incredibly thorough due diligence. It's your main tool for navigating all those risks we talked about.
It's not just a checkbox.
Not at all. It's fundamental to ensuring compliance, understanding what you're actually investing in, and making decisions that have a fighting chance of delivering a return. Rushing or skimping on DD and AI is just asking for trouble.
So what does that thorough DD look like for an AI company? What are the key things you need to scrutinize?
It's multi-layered. You need to look inside the company. What are their actual needs? What's their culture around AI readiness? Then dig into their data practices. Check the integrity, the privacy compliance, the security measures. Really kick the tires there.
And the ethics piece.
Crucial. Evaluate the ethical considerations baked into their system. How are they tackling bias? How transparent are they? And then validate the tech itself. Is it real AI? Is it necessary for the solution? Assess the quality of their models, the maturity of their engineering.
Are they building black boxes, or is there explainability?
Exactly. Are there mechanisms for interpretability? Can they explain how it works? And you need to confirm accountability structures. Who's responsible? Is there appropriate human oversight? And beyond the tech, you have to deeply understand their business model and the competitive landscape. How will they actually make money and sustain themselves?
Right, it circles back to that practical value, not just the cool tech.
Precisely. Look for clear paths to revenue and profit. Look for real evidence of product market fit that customers are actually using it and willing to pay. Don't get mesmerized by just the technological novelty.
And diversification probably matters here too.
Always wise in a volatile, fast-moving sector like AI. Spreading investments across different types of AI applications, different industries, maybe different investment stages or vehicles can help mitigate risk.
Looking out longer term, where do you see AI investment heading? What's the outlook?
Well, I think the sector is definitely maturing. We're moving past the peak hype phase towards seeing more demonstrable real-world impact. Investors are getting smarter, prioritizing things like adaptability, collaboration, and real domain expertise.
Oh, less about pure disruption, more about integration.
Increasingly, yes. Look for companies whose AI solutions fit smoothly into existing workflows, solve specific industry pain points rather than just trying to blow everything up. And responsible innovation is becoming a real competitive advantage.
Have so.
Companies that can demonstrate strong ethical practices, transparent governance, and a focus on positive impact. They're likely to attract more value, better talent, stronger partnerships, especially as regulations tighten. Trust is becoming a valuable commodity.
What about the impact on jobs? That's always a big part of the AI conversation.
It is, and yes, there are valid concerns about job displacement due to automation, but the projections also suggest AI will create tens of millions of new jobs by 2030.
New kinds of jobs.
Often, yes. Jobs involved in developing AI, managing it, working alongside it, ensuring its ethical use. But navigating that transition successfully will require a massive focus on upskilling and continuous learning for the workforce. That's critical.
So the takeaway for long-term investing seems to be less about finding just the most powerful algorithm
Right.
and more about finding companies that are integrated, responsible, and building sustainable value.
Exactly. Investing in AI is increasingly about finding that alignment companies addressing real challenges effectively, operating ethically, and building value for all stakeholders, not just chasing disruption for its own sake.
This has been incredibly insightful, exploring the AI startup investment world. The sheer scale of the opportunity is, well, mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But the need for really careful navigation, deep understanding, and that rigorous due diligence, it couldn't be clearer.
Absolutely. Understanding the tech, yes, but also really assessing the team, validating the market need, and never losing sight of the ethical considerations and compliance. These are fundamental steps for anyone looking to get involved.
It really feels like the future of AI investment belongs to those who can strike that balance, pushing innovation forward, but doing it responsibly. Building not just powerful tech, but sustainable, trustworthy companies that actually benefit society.
Well said. A lot for you, the listener, to consider as you think about this space.
Thank you for joining us for this Book Talk Finance episode. Be sure to subscribe channel for more discussion and talks.